You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got a big coaching update here. And now, officially, Matt LaFleur coming out of that nightmare scenario that happened on Saturday night against your heated and hated rivals, Chicago Bears, where Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams literally deliverance style bent you over and bleeped you in front of the nation and said, "Squeal like a pig." Now, that's not a great look. If you're Title Town, if you're the Green Bay Packers, it's not a great look. Do I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach? I do. But it became clear the Green Bay Packers thought that they might have a better option in John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, of course, is the big fish in the sea. Now, I like John Harbaugh. You guys know that. I've talked him up a little bit. I also don't understand why people aren't talking about Mike McCarthy more. I mean, they're literally, the resumes are identical. And to win 12 games 3 years in a row in freaking Dallas? Really? With Jerry Jones? Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't understand why he's not getting more love. But Adam Schefter dropped a splash story yesterday morning where there was going to be some talks about Matt LaFleur's future going forward. Well, this just broke. And we'll get to John Harbaugh in a minute because there's some interesting things going on there. And I think this may be I would, if I had to guess, and I guess Miami could still be in this John Harbaugh thing, I'm guessing that it's kind of starting to look like there might be two teams. And one of them is the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, not a different Browns out there. And the other one, and it looks, I think maybe that's why the Packers are starting to kind of go back in the direction of LaFleur. This is starting to look like the Giants' situation to lose. We know the Giants are going all in to try to get John Harbaugh, and I have this strange feeling that's where he's going. Adam Schefter, just a few minutes ago, Packers are now expected to try to work out a deal in the coming days to keep head coach Matt LaFleur in Green Bay per sources. Now, the reason he was perceived to be potentially on the hot seat all of a sudden was not only the meltdown, but we've talked about in the last 10 days, the statistic coming out that had they not expanded the playoffs, I mean, Matt LaFleur wouldn't have made the playoffs in the last 4 years. It's not a great look. I mean, 7th seed, you're backing into the playoffs every year? Okay, I understand. Matt LaFleur would literally get hired immediately. I get that. But sometimes you just got a chance to get a grounded veteran coach, a face of your franchise. I'm going to be honest. Green Bay is kind of like Dallas, in my opinion, in the fact, and I think we talked about how big of a F-up I think this. Dallas should always have a superstar coach. Even though I actually like Schottenheimer, but they should always have a big-time coach. And so should Green Bay. And I don't know, Matt LaFleur, he does seem like he's an offensive guy, or he's supposed to be this genius. But 21-3? People were bringing up Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl. Because you melted down damn near on that level, and your offense that you're supposed to be a whiz kid at, what happened? What happened? And then some of the special teams decisions, Rich Bisaccia is probably getting run out of there, which is wild because the dude's kind of a minor legend in Las Vegas. They might immediately hire him back. Not as head coach, but certainly get him back in the building. And I get it. It's been a mess up. But they're expected to bring him back. Yeah, Ben Johnson seeing this. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of Packers fans are liking this. A lot of Packers fans are not. If Matt gets extended, I'm done. Not his fault Micah Parsons got hurt. Micah Parsons is going to solve the problem that went down the other day. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So they found out Harbaugh is going to New York, and this is plan B. I believe, I tend to lean towards that's exactly what happened here. That they have found out that it is the Browns or the Giants. Now, Miami could come out of nowhere, but the moment that Miami hired the general manager with no ties, I went, oh, so it's Jeff Hatley or it's Mike McCarthy down there. This came out yesterday from Jonathan Jones, and by the way, he's the CBS Sports Insider. He's their Adam Schefter, and he's locked in with the Browns. All right, this is an insider. Some of these insiders got better relationships with some clubs over others because they know them on a more personal level. Jonathan Jones and the Browns and Andrew Berry. This is interesting. Quote, there is real and mutual interest between John Harbaugh and the Cleveland Browns, according to Jonathan Jones. Now, here's the problem for the Browns. There is, quote, strong support for John Harbaugh within the Giants organization, with co-owner Steve Tisch particularly making his support for Harbaugh clear. SNY's Connor Hughes reports, quote, there's strong support for Harbaugh within the organization, though multiple sources said his enthusiasm is widely shared throughout the building. Harbaugh is viewed internally as a prototype for the Giants, a culture-first leader, a proven track record. Yeah, this is sort of a little bit of like, bringing Coughlin in again. There is belief among other coaching candidates John Harbaugh will land with the Giants or the Falcons. Interesting. And also, there is a report out there that I saw where Joe Shane, who I can't believe still has a job with the Giants, but Joe Shane, he's really pushing to get Harbaugh into the building for the New York Giants. And that he may even be willing to move to a different position with the Giants, because we found out Harbaugh wants some significant, some significant play over the roster, personnel decisions. I know people have barked at that. Every good head coach out there does. Don't get confused. Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, all these guys. The actual guys. McVay, Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh. I mean, the Vrabel. I mean, you really think Elliott Wolf ran the draft for, I mean, come on. He was involved, but Vrabel had a lot of influence, and you're seeing it right now. But Joe Shane may be willing to literally, the report is, slide to another position, which tells you. So that's an obstacle that some people were talking about. It doesn't look like it's going to be there now for Harbaugh. Now, the interesting part of all this, the Browns. It's still really interesting because the mutual interest aspect combined with the fact that he's got sentimental ties there as an older man to his youth. And I don't know that we're actually taking into account that John Harbaugh may have grew up with the idea that he would have loved to have played for the Browns as a kid or coached the Browns. I think the Browns are sneaky here. And I can't believe I didn't think that a week ago, I promise you. But I still think it's going to be the Giants. And I think that's why all of a sudden the Packers are like, oh shit, press the brakes. We got to go back to LaFleur because, I mean, the Falcons are going to hire him the moment he hits the streets. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.